This is a response video to a video put out using the name Anonymous to tell the Zeitgeist movement and the Venus Project that they shouldn't use names. Now, I'm not exactly sure how literally it was meant. Obviously, since the individual who posted the video or created the video, or the group who posted or created the video, did so under the name Anonymous, I don't know who they are personally, and I think that's their point, or part of their point. They were also making the point that that the names can get in the way. But I would like to make a counterpoint also, that the names are useful for the purpose of identification, for the purpose of being able to recognize differences in what people are doing. And yes, those differences can divide, but they don't have to. There is always the option of the individual to support the anonymous portion of some named entity. There is always the option of the individual to support what they feel is best in something, regardless of what they see may be wrong with it. I think it is essential that the people who are doing such things do so in the best way that they can figure out how. Each person is going to find that to be a little different from someone else. And I am not condemning the person who said, don't use names. But I am saying that's not something that should always be adhered to. Yeah, try not to let the names get in the way. I would agree with that. But don't use names? No. I wouldn't say that that's a good idea. I have a name. My name is Donald Arthur Kronos. I represent myself. Am I part of the anonymous movement? In some ways, yes. Am I an official member of the anonymous movement? Well, as far as I know, there aren't any official members. And when I represent something as a part of the anonymous movement, do I identify myself as Donald Arthur Kronos? Well, not if I want it to be anonymous. But generally speaking, I tend not to go that route. Generally speaking, I support the things that I see as good, both in the anonymous movement and in other named movements. And yes, the anonymous movement is a named movement. It is a named movement with, as far as I can tell, a very open set of purposes that depends on the individuals involved, much like the Occupy movement, which is another named movement. These are all parts of what I call the movement to make the world a better place for everyone. Is that a name? No. It's a description. So, is it better to use a description and say we're a part of the movement to make the world better for everyone, or we're a part of the movement for goodness, or we're a part of the movement that supports the spirit of goodness, or we're a part of the movement that supports the good ideas of society? You know what? Call it what you want. That's an individual choice. But I would say whatever you choose to call it, keep in mind that this individual was correct. Labels can be misconstrued. They can be used to divide. Descriptions, well, they may take longer to say, and they don't make very good chance. They do a better job of stating what it is that you're trying to get across. So, yeah. What I've seen of the Zeitgeist movement, I like it. What I've seen of the Venus Project, I like it. Are there differences that are incompatible with each other? I'm not sure, but I've seen a few things that I think very well might be. You know what? That doesn't matter, because compatible or not, they can both make a positive difference in this world. And whether they make that positive difference by moving forward in their full capacity, or whether they make that difference by simply giving people ideas that help to lead us into a better future, either way, I'm for any positive change. We need a better future. The way things are going, it looks like it will happen, but I'd like to see it happen faster. I'd like to see more cooperation. I'd like to see more communication. I think we can do that. So, let's not be afraid of names, and let's not be afraid of being open about who we are and what we represent and why we represent it. And let's try not to let our differences get in the way. We need to look for what we agree on and concentrate on that. I don't think this is all about any one facet of humanity or any one facet of society, and I disagree with the idea that this has to be all about the planet Earth. I think it goes much farther than that. We can do better than what we've been doing. Let's work on it together. Alright? Anybody wanting to support this, I'd certainly appreciate a video response. Thanks.